I'm gonna share with you 2 tips to improve your self-discipline. And this is something that you can just do today.
This is the life that we asked for. This is the life that we chose. This is the life that will throw us some dirt in order to get us to grow. Our choices are in our control. Complaining is draining. Instead of aiming towards your lows, just rearrange it towards your goals.
It's hard enough to discipline a dog, right? How can you, yet you gotta discipline yourself. That's pretty tough work. These bad habits we form are like bobsled tracks. It's just so easy to slip in them. You know, you slide in the sugar walls. They're just so cozy and so intriguing. But we can't do that anymore, man. And this quarantine is a great time to reorganize, get away from those bad habits and shed some skin and become a new man. So I'm gonna share with you 2 tips to improve your self-discipline. And this is something that you can just do today. I used to lack self-discipline, and I applied these things. And looking back, I realized what I did to get out of that way of being, get out of that comfortable, self-destructive way of being. Because it is self-destructive. A lot of our habits that we fall victim to are not serving us. It's harder to form healthy habits than unhealthy habits. So let's talk about how we can eradicate those and let's better ourselves. So tip number 1, change your environment. Okay, you want to set yourself up for success. You don't want to set yourself up for failure, right? So if you're an alcoholic, you're not going to leave your bottle of whiskey on the counter with the cap open, with the drink already poured. It's just sitting there. You're setting yourself up. You're going to go in the kitchen to maybe go cook some eggs in the morning. You're going to see a glass of whiskey poured. Oh, it's right there. It's so easy. This idea, I started thinking of this idea when I was talking to my buddy who he had a porn addiction, and he said he had to stop leaving his laptop near his bed because at night he would see his laptop right there and it would be so tempting to him to open it up and watch 2 people bumping uglies. So for me personally, one habit that I still struggle with is getting up when I tell myself I want to get up. I make excuses as soon as the morning comes. I'm like, oh, I didn't really get that much sleep. Like, I should sleep in. Like, I heard so many doctors say sleep is so healthy. Like, it's bullshit, man. I got enough sleep, but I still choose to sleep in. And I definitely improved on it, but it's something that I can continue to improve on. So what I do is I don't leave my phone near my bedside table. I leave it somewhere else. So I have to get up. I have to get out of bed to turn that alarm off. And by the time I do that, I made more of a gap between me and my old habit. I made a gap. I changed the environment. So now by the time I go reach my phone, I turn it off, I turn the alarm off, I'm up, you know? And it's the same way for many, many things. Junk food, your phone, home screen. As soon as you go on your home screen on your phone, do you see Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tinder? Do you see these icons with like red notifications on them that's like, pick me, pick me? Like if you see those, you're going to click on that right away. That'll be the first thing you do. You might be going on your phone to use the calculator, but all of a sudden you see all these apps lighting up on your face. Hey, over here, we want your attention. Your attention's our money. Change the environment. Put all those icons, put all those apps into a folder and slide that thing down to like the 4th page. You wanna check Instagram and you told yourself, today I'm not gonna check Instagram as much. But you find yourself about to check Instagram. The time it takes to slide those 4 pages over, you have more time to think. So by changing your environment, you're creating a gap between you and that old habit. And that can work for anything. So look around your room, look around your house, look around your phone. See, what can I change to just push that bad behavior farther away from me so it's more effort, right? Like I said before with the bottle of whiskey, it's already open, it's poured on the counter. You're gonna go and you're gonna grab it because it's too easy. You're setting yourself up for failure. Put that whiskey in the dresser or wherever, put it in a cabinet and duct tape the lid. You know, by the time you're peeling off all the duct tape because you're craving it, you might think to yourself, what am I doing? You know? Because bad habits, they form a groove. You know, the more you do a behavior, the more habitual it becomes. The neurons connect a certain way, and it's like a bobsled track. You go even close to it, and you're slipping down. And you see bobsledders in the Olympics, they can't just get out and stop. Like, they're on ice and they're going like 100 kilometers an hour. So that's the same with habits. We gotta fill those grooves with cement, and that's by changing the environment, make them difficult to even get near, put barriers up to those grooves, and begin to make new ones. So that's the next point. The second tip is to make new grooves, and it's going to be uncomfortable. So you gotta start doing things that are hella uncomfortable. This is why I like the Wim Hof method. This is why I value cold water and cold showers, because it's in us to hate it. No one goes in the cold showers like, cold. No, you, especially in the morning, you're standing outside a freezing shower and you're just like your mind's racing. I don't want to go in. Why am I doing this? I'm gonna shrivel up, whatever it is. But you do it anyway, and the more you can act through that voice of doubt, the more you can act through that voice of comfort that's like, bro, why don't you just go on your phone and lay down and go on Instagram in your warm bed and put your duvet over fully and just bask in comfort. And then I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go in the cold shower. So anyway, do things that are uncomfortable. One habit that I had like last year, 2 years ago, I had very poor eye contact skills, and that's something that is essential. My dad always taught me, Justin, when you meet someone, you shake their hand, you look them in the eye. But a lot of times, I would look people in the eye and then I'd break it because I just felt uncomfortable. And it was just a habit. Like, I would see a pretty girl, she's talking to me and I look down. Like, that's beta. That's not something you want to do. You don't want to be scared to look someone in their eyeballs, okay? So what I had to do is I had to do things that were opposite of that and that were uncomfortable. So I would walk around campus, just walking around, and every person I'd pass, I would just stare at them until they broke. And I probably looked crazy, but I was just like resisting the urge to look away, like, okay, they looked away first, good. And I would just do that for a while, and soon I just found myself forming a new habit of just staring someone in the eye while I'm talking to them. And that's key, but it's uncomfortable to form it. So that's the point, is the two tips. First one, change the environment, prolong or push away the bad habit, push away all the temptation, and set yourself up for success. Second tip, do the opposite of the habit. Do things that are uncomfortable. You get up at 6 a.m., you set your alarm for 6 a.m., you get up, bro. Just get up. Put your phone away from your bed, get up, do something enjoyable in the morning, maybe go for a nice walk. That's what I like to do. Go for a walk, have a coffee, think about things. But man, we're all in this together. We're all improving. We're trying our best. We're in a world where self-destructive behaviors are the norm. Like, why? We can blame the environment, we can blame the world, but really now it's onto us, because now we have the awareness that we can choose what to do. We can choose what way to take. So let's take the right way. I know it's in you, man. I know you have that drive in you. You have that fire in you. And some of us, the fire in us is dampened. The fire in us is just like coals, just warm coals. But every time you start developing a good habit, you start doing things that are good for you. You're blowing wind on those coals. You're fanning those coals, and soon, the more you start to do the things that are difficult and are uncomfortable, the more wind you're gonna blow on those coals, and soon you'll have a fire lit in your belly, and those things that once seemed uncomfortable and that seemed hard to do are now your norm. So let's change our environment, let's do some uncomfortable things, and let's use this quarantine to our advantage, and let's get things done.
This mental hassle is a battle that we have to face. Together, let's unravel shackles that trap us in place. The rewards are worth more than what we have at stake. So let's mix passion and some action with our passive ways. Your mask is